All right, let's go into part 4, of course. So let's go to part 4. And part 4 is about key presses. Okay, so -04 key press. Let's have a read. Okay, I'm gonna first download the code. Up, down, left, right. Okay. Well, it's one thing just to press the X button to quit. Let's handle key presses. So it looks something like this. And what are we trying to do? Contain all the images we were using. So okay, basically we want to change the image according to the key press. So let's see if we can code this up. So let's try to handle this. And again, let's first start off by trying to compile this and see what happens. Or this was going to error out because I need to change the headers again. So let's try run. Failed to load media. That's probably because I have changed all of the file locations. Let's close this first. And let's try rerunning it. Make all run. Press up, down, left, or right. Up, down, left, right. Okay, we can see that this works. And escape works as well. Cool. Alright, so let's give this a whirl and let's try to make this into nim. So touch key press nim. Let's start again by using the previous one as a template. So let's go to keypress.nim. Move it here. Let's get started. Start off with the same kind of deal. With our constant 640, 480 over here. I'm going to switch them around just so that next time read them in a similar order. Okay. And then we have the enum of the key press surfaces, so we're going to need to also have a enum that is created in nim. So I'm going to have a quick Google of how to do this. Again, I'm not a nim expert, but it probably is very similar. If I was to guess, it's probably enum. No, it's probably something like. Okay, I'm totally off. So the actual approach is type key press surfaces is equal to enum. Hey, no, enum, and it's to solve these things. Let's go to, I'm going to change my settings here. My control user, actually no, never mind, ignore it. Let's just get this over and done with. At some point I will install linter. Key press surface total. Okay. What's the next thing? We have our init, load media, and close. So let's start with that. And then we have load surface. Probably needs to be defined. But let's look at these first. We have a G window, G screen surface, and this thing here, G key press surfaces, and the current surface. So we probably want, let's go with this as the G current surface. Surface pointer. Images that correspond to the key press. This is obviously an error for now. G key press. Oops. So this is an array of things. So let's figure out how this is going to work. Array of types. Trying to figure out what's the best way to do this? Well, let's continue on. Let's mark this as something that I need to fix. And let's go and look at inits first. So first result equals true. We create a window, we create the surface, and then we return. Okay, that's straightforward. Load media. Okay, now this one's a bit different because this is an array of items of the enum. Right. So we need to figure out a way of how we can yeah. Let's see if this is more accurate. Maybe this is how it's initialized. Okay, and let's have a look at how we're going to run the load media. So we need a loader for every single one. So I don't want to handle the error conditions, leave that as an exercise for someone else. So maybe the easiest way is actually just to copy and paste this whole bit. Alright, so they've defined a new proc called load surface. So we need to handle that as well, right? So load surface just loads an individual image. Is it a new proc? Yeah, it is. Sorry. There we go. So let's define that as well. It's probably a cleaner way to proc. I think it's a surface. Right, and surface pointer. Oh no, I don't need to do that. Is this result is equal to result is equal to path. I think that's it. Let's have a look. First one is load the default surface. Load the op surface. Alright, let's delete. The down surface. Load the left surface. Right surface, and then what's no, it just returns true. Okay, so that's it. Now these are giving errors, so let's read what's going on. Got surface but expected surface pointer. Actually a surface pointer, as you can see here, so that's actually my fault. That's not that's reading it wrong. Tabs are not allowed, use spaces instead. Okay, alright, so that's that bit. In it, so that's the load media done. Now we're up to close. All right, they deallocate cleanly, so what we need to do is we need to iterate. Let's just delete that for now. We need to iterate with a for loop, so we should be able to iterate directly over the enum without using the I equals 1 pattern. I think. Enum. I actually don't know, so I'm just going to have a quick Google. So yes, you can. It's something like 4 elements in dot load dot high destroy so that should work, I think. I'll be closed, so that destroys that bit. Load surface already defined. Let's move this around just so that it's consistent. Close surface. And the main. Actually, yeah. Rather than trying to do anything fancy, okay, let's look at the main. Load media, okay, otherwise we go into this loop, which we're going to use the same run game and EVT rather than E and quit, because quit clashes. So handle events on the queue while poll event. If it's quit, then we quit. Alright, cool. Else if. So It's the first time I need to do else if. Else if. Now we need to go through the various event types with and see how it works, right? So T key down. I wonder if that's right. So that's not the correct one. So event type is actually, let's show this. This is key down. So they have this defined here. So this is key down. So let's just use that. Key down. And now we need to figure out how we handle this key down, right? So because this is the event in STL2, right? As we can see here. So else if key down, then we want to have various cases. Okay. Let's see how nim handles cases. Or pattern matching. Pattern matching. Okay, we got a type mismatch. Got events type, but expected one of okay, so that fixes that. Event kind, it's key down. And it looks like pattern matching is not implemented in base nim. Yeah, so I'm not gonna really bother, I think. I can see a switch. Okay, so apparently it does. All right, let's just try. Case. So I need to have a look at what this default event is. Okay, this is gonna be a bit of a mouse hunt. Okay, this is going to take me a while to figure out, unfortunately, but let's go through this journey together. Okay, so key sim. Let's have a look at the official docs rather than trying to read what was done in actual thing. So we are looking at the default event. Nope. So key down or key up event, and what information was pressed is released in the key sim member. Okay, so key down, key up, and then we look at key sim. Okay, so then what remains is we probably just need to look at, so this is the event, and then we want to look at key and then key sim. Okay, so maybe it's the same. We won't know until we try. Dot key sim. Does autocomplete actually help? Doubt that is the right one, but let's just try this and someone will tell me I'm wrong. Of course, this is probably the quickest way to learn. It's the hard way. G current surface is equal to G key press surface of whatever it is, right? So this is actually the wrong way to do it. So it should be of and up, which is wrong. Up, down, left, right. Okay, so let's have a look. behind is event type. Oh, actually no, there's no key. This goes straight to key sim. I think this is the right one. Okay, oh, now I need to figure out what this thing is. So key sim. So then off that I need the key code. So I need to match the key code. Okay, and there's a mapping here, which is probably what I want to use. So up, right? So scan code up. So hopefully it would be of this. Maybe this key. Mismatch. Expected C in 63. Alright, so let's start. Oh. Key code. Alright. Well, we're going to work through this slowly, right? Key modifiers. So let's just, I'm just going to copy all of these. Actually, I'll type them out. Case of evt.p.keysim symbol. No, sorry. Of scan code down. Down. This will be left, up, down, left, right. And then otherwise it's else. We want to go back to the default one, right? Default, which is how the escaped key worked. Alright, so hopefully this will work, and then based on that, what we want to do is we want to split the surface of the current surface, and the rest is the same. Update and close. Alright, so this is already a start. It shouldn't work because this thing is probably wrong, but let's see what happens when we compile, right? And we'll just need to work through whatever the errors are. So nim C-R key press. We don't expect things to be right all the time. Okay, selector must be of type ordinal type or string. I actually think it might be this. No, undeclared field key sim for str to event. Yeah, okay, so EVT event key. Let's just see what happens. Type mismatch. Got scan code but expected C it's 32. So what happens if it was this? think this is closer. Scan code. Oh, maybe we want scan code instead. Well, that makes more logical sense. Okay, undeclared identifier G key press. So this is on line 71. Key press surfaces. Okay, I'm missing an S, which is my fault. Let's go back and try again. So something looks like it's happening. All right. So now I've got a black screen. Oh, or something happened. So it looks like it's working, but when I first loaded it up, I got a black screen. So this is still not 100% correct, right? It needs to firstly load something up, but we've learned something here. One is because we're using the scan code, we need to check it, make it check the scan code rather than the symbol. It might be a way to load the symbol, but I'm gonna stick with what works. Now, what is important is it also needs to do something here, right? Else, if key down, it does something. But if the key has not been ran, it also needs to process something as well, right? So have an else if it might just be here with the default. So we need to first initially before this loop is actually ran, we do need to set the current surface. Or set the default surface rather. So that's something we didn't do. So let's set the default surface, and then it gets updated in the while loop. Okay. So if I do this, so let's make a note to myself, set the default surface, and now I want to handle events, and this is when user presses key, and then we want to do, oh whoops, probably goes here, and then select surfaces based on key press, and apply the image, update the surface, so that's the same. And let's see what other comments we should think about so that we can handle this better. Yep, this is the event handler, and I've used run game instead of quit again, which is okay. I'm not going to bother commenting that. Load surfaces. So yeah, with all this is it. I think if we try one more time, this should work as we expect. So let's just try one more time. Okay, and now, as I said, it loads immediately. So up, down, left, right. So right isn't working. Let's check right. Because I have not put in the correct reference. So we should see this in the terminal. Warning or anything like that? No? Well, we'll just leave it alone for now. Let's try rerunning it. Down, left, right. So now this shows that we have it working and we're done for this part of the tutorial. So this is it. We've finished lesson number 4. And hopefully this has been instructional. So just to go over the key differences again. Again, we use this different event loop compared with what was used in the tutorial. We use run game rather than quit. And because we used a different event loop, we also use a different way of comparing the key presses as shown here. Besides that, the rest of it is fairly straightforward compared with the previous tutorials. So I'm gonna leave it here for now and catch you next time.